Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to explain to you how this Creekside wedding reception timeline works. Sometimes this fouls people up just a little bit, but it's pretty easy. You click here where it says timeline. Timeline's going to pop up for you. And it is all set up here with the beginning time and then the end time of the reception. If there's not going to be a ceremony music, your time will start with the beginning of the guests getting there. So say the guests are going to arrive at 4 o'clock. We'll say the cocktail hour is going to start at 5 after 4. Type in all the times here. We'll start the introductions at 5 o'clock. Now when you're doing this, just remember that yes, we are setting up a time for all this to happen, but there could be very possible that it's just not going to quite happen that way. When you get done putting all your different times in and lining this all up, you go over here and hit arrange by time. This is going to drop it all the way to the bottom, but see how it lined it right up? So once you get all your times up through here written in, you just go back and hit this, and it'll rearrange this whole thing to just how you want it. Things that you're not going to do, just go over here and exit out. If we're not doing ceremony music, you don't need no processional. You click here, it'll ask you if you want to cancel it out. Cancel that out. It'll add an empty space here on the bottom for you that you can reuse later on. If you don't want to use the times, you also can go over here and say you want to rearrange all this, guests seated. You hit this, and it'll move it up one. Hit this again, it'll move it up again. So on and so forth. Same way as if you want to move something down. You can do it that way. Once you get all that arranged using the arrows, you can go back in here and write all your times, approximate times you want stuff to happen. And just remember, once again, like I said, nothing is going to click off exactly how these times are. It just gives us a pretty good idea of whether or not we're on schedule or off of schedule, and idea of what you want, how much meal time you want, and whether or not you want me skimming through the formal stuff or whether you want me taking time. Just gives a outlook to maybe the caterer, so we know exactly when the meal's going to be served, so I know how long I have to do the introductions and everything. But this timeline is very, very simple. I am working on getting it lined up so it's pretty much in order of how you would do a regular reception. But just another thing for you to play with, another thing for you to plan out your reception so we all know what's going on. Once you get done here, again, as I discussed before over here, this is the timeline is on the bottom. You hit here, and there's your whole timeline. You can print that out, play with it, show it to the caterer. Maybe the caterer wants to change the time for the meal, for the cake cutting. You can come back over to your thing, go to your client portal again, go back into your timeline, and it'll let you change any times that you want. That is the client portal. You're more than free to call me anytime you want. My phone number is on the website. You can also go over here. There's a place here where you can I was thinking there was I'll be alright. Contact information. There's my phone number. You can email me here. You can send a text message to my phone here. Type in your message. And as you listen in the background, you will hear my phone go off when the text message comes through. There you go. And I sent myself a text message, and you can do the same thing with questions. You can ask me to call you back. You can email me in the same manner up on this box. All the ringing and all the noises you hear my phone doing when you're in here on this client portal, my phone will give me alerts that you're in here working. And a lot of times I'll give you a couple hours, and then maybe I go in and take a peek, see what you've been doing, see what you're planning, and maybe give suggestions where it looks like maybe you're stuck, or tell you you might have something out of order. During the course of time, you can make payments on it right by using this down here on the bottom on my event. And in 2014, we're going to move up, and we are going to request all our brides and grooms to prepay for their reception at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Somewhere in the last 2 weeks, we would like to have you send in a prepayment and do it at least 4 days before the wedding so it has a chance to go through. What this does is just free up the spot where you have to put cash in an envelope and get it to me before the reception starts. It lets you do it ahead of time and takes a lot of the problem out, and it just has to be done 4 days prior to the ceremony, so we make sure everything goes through all right, and everything will all be taken care of, and you don't have to bring me an envelope, come and tell me you forgot the cash, can you write me a check. It just solves a whole lot of problems that way. Everybody's got debit cards to all their checking accounts today, so you just make a payment, and then it'll be all taken care of. This is your client portal. Once again, I want to make sure that you know you are free to call me anytime you want. If I don't happen to answer, do leave me a message, because at Creekside Entertainment, if you call and leave us a message, no matter what the message is, we will return your phone call a lot of times within the first 15 minutes that you made it. When you send me an email, when I get ready to answer the question that you emailed me about, I'll probably call you on the phone. I like to discuss the question and make sure I understand it before I answer it. So, hope you have a very successful time working with our client portal, and we would like to hear your comments about the client portal, and maybe write an email stating how easy it was to use, so we could use it for references in future weddings and future brides and grooms. Thank you very much for your time.